Hey Sagittarius, welcome to Queen Airbender Tarot. Today we're going to do your general love read for the week of December 18th through the 24th. Keep in mind these are general readings. They cannot possibly apply to every single person watching. So if you need a personal reading, the link is in the description box below. In case you're new to the channel, thank you for following, like, share, and subscribe as always. And I want to let you guys know that I always charge both decks with crystal organite pucks. In doing so, that charge balances and aligns the energy of the decks. I also charge both decks on top of your personalized astrological sign card. So again, this reading is for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus people. I do love readings every single Wednesday because Wednesday is ruled by the goddess Venus, who is the goddess of love, beauty, health, and finance. So if you need to do any rituals, prayers, and meditations regarding those topics, Wednesday will be the absolute positive day to do so, as she is available to help you with manifestation. I'm an intuitive reader. I read the traditional sense of the cards, but more than anything, I pick up whatever energies I need to give you or whatever messages I need to give you guys from intuition. Before starting your reading, I meditated and I heard the song Starship by Norman Connors. Again, the name of the song is Starship by Norman Connors. If you do not know the song, go ahead and put it in your search engine and listen to the song. The part that I was specifically drawn to was the hook of the song where he said, "You are my starship, come take me up tonight, and don't be late, and don't you come too soon." So I feel like there's somebody who is waiting and longing for some type of love relationship. At the bottom of the deck, we have the High Priestess, okay? I'm going to hold it upright so you guys can see the imagery, right? I feel like, and when you look at this, it's such a dreamy state. And it's interesting that I said starship and we have these stars in the background and the moon behind us. And she looks like she's in such a beautiful, dreamy state. And it's so funny because actually when you, if you listen to the song, it actually puts you in the vibration of this card, like this dreamy state of wanderlust and just wanting to see and experience something new. So let's see how that ties into our reading today. And as a part of the deck, we have the Chariot in reverse, and that couldn't be any more opposite because the Chariot is about forward movement and reverse is about a lack of forward movement. And you heard what I was just telling you guys in the song. It says, "Take me up tonight and don't be late and don't you come too soon." As we shuffled again, you have the Chariot upright, and then you have the Eight of Cups upright, okay? And he's looking off into the moon. And you see in the deck that in the Chariot, she's looking in the opposite. They both are looking in the opposite direction. They're not facing each other. So there's some disconnect with you and a person of interest. And you're feeling like because of this disconnect that you either are ready to walk away or move in a different direction, because the Chariot is facing us, but the woman in the Chariot is looking in a different direction. She's looking over to the side. Okay, so let's and keep in mind that his back is facing her. They're not looking in the same direction. So I feel like I'm hearing disconnect. There's some type of disconnect with you and a love interest. Okay, and let's see how that plays out in your reading today. Yeah, and then when we have the Eight of Wands in reverse, there's a lack of communication. That's why there may not be any forward movement, okay? Or that lack of communication is causing somebody to move away from something. And then as we shuffle again, we have the Seven of Cups upright, and then we have the Eight of Cups upright. Some of you guys could be dealing with a water sign because I'm seeing a lot of water elements in the cards. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, okay? Or you can have that strong placement in your chart. You would know how that applies to you. One more shuffle, okay? One more. We still got the Eight of Wands upright, okay? There's going to be some type of communication. I feel like there was a lack of communication. Look at that. And we shuffled again, and then you still have the Eight of Wands at the bottom of the deck upright. So I feel like I said, there's going to be some type of communication. Ooh, we had too many cards flip over, but I'm going to show you these cards that flipped over because it's underlying energy. We're not going to take them. But you have the Nine of Swords in reverse, the Hermit in reverse, the Queen of Swords in reverse. You have the Two of Wands upright, the Seven of Wands. There's definitely some fire sign energy. The Seven of Wands. There's a lot of confrontation and conflict, and it's a heavy confrontational energy surrounding communication. Okay, we had one flip over. That flipped over real nice. King of Pentacles, you guys could be dealing with an Earth sign, Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus person. This conflict could have been over a financial situation. Somebody, because you see how he's kind of sitting very smugly and he's looking off into the distance. I'm also being drawn to these stars again, okay? And like I said, the name of the song is Starship, right? And it's almost like he's staring off into the stars in a different direction. There's a lot of cards popping up about you guys looking in different directions. Like, it's giving me the vibe that somebody's not. Look at what flipped over again. As soon as I picked it up to shuffle, I'm gonna put this down on the table. You have the Charity, you have the Death card. I'm gonna put this down on the table as underlying energy. I don't feel like that's your possible outcome. That's not what I'm picking up intuitively. But it's a lot of energy about. Look at that. There's a lot of energy of some looking off into the distance. Again, look at how these cards are together. She's looking in the opposite direction. He's looking in the opposite direction. You guys are lacking in communication because you guys aren't seeing the same point of view. You guys aren't seeing what each other are trying to express. That's what I'm picking up for you guys. That's a very strong thing. And it's interesting because in the song he says, "Come take me up tonight and don't be late and don't you come too soon." You really have to type that song in again. Norman Connors. And the name of the song is Starship. You guys really need to listen to that song because the sheer fact of the matter is, what I'm picking up is he's saying, "And don't be late and don't you come too soon," as if he has to constantly tell a person something. That's not what it means in that song, but what I'm picking up based off of these cards, he has to constantly keep telling a person something, keep reiterating something to someone because they don't see eye to eye. You guys aren't understanding each other, and there's a breakdown. That's what I'm hearing. There's a breakdown in communication. Ooh, look at that. Do you see how every single card just flew? Yeah, it's you guys, the energy with you and this person of interest are all over the place. There's a breakdown in communication, and it's causing you guys. And we got the Temperance at the bottom flipped over, but too many cards flipped. Temperance, okay. Temperance has been making a appearance through the last 4 readings, okay? We had a Queen of Cups and it flipped up in reverse. And that makes sense because it's too much. It's too much going on as far as this lack of communication. I'm going to say this again because the Chariot card popped out multiple times. You guys could be dealing with somebody with strong Cancer in their chart. Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. And I say that because you have the Queen of Cups, okay? And it doesn't have to be a person, okay? But I'm just calling out the signs. It could be an energy. Like I said, there's a lot of water energy too, because in the first card that we seen, the High Priestess, she was surrounded a body of water. Right here in this card, if you can see in the background, there's a body of water behind him. We don't have that in this card, but it came up in reverse. I feel like this is more so an energy. You could be dealing with somebody who's a water sign, but more than anything, it's an energy, right? And it's an energy of not being in harmony, emotional harmony with your partner. That's what I'm picking up for you guys. That's going to be it's a very strong theme in this reading today. Again, more fire sign energy. This can be you, okay? The three of Wands in reverse, and then the Queen of Wands in reverse. This could be you, and you might be turning your back on the situation. Do you see how we have so many directional things? This person's back is facing us. This person is looking in one direction, and she's looking in another direction. There's a disconnect. There's a very strong disconnect, and the disconnect is emotionally. And especially with communication, because we've seen that 8 of Wands multiple times. There's a disconnect in communication, most definitely. I just seen the Death card again when I shuffled, and we have the Death card right here on the table. There's definitely a disconnect in a relationship, and it's very strongly surrounding communication or lack thereof. And even if you guys are communicating, I feel like the communication is so one-sided. It might be a lot of tunnel vision with these communications with you and this person. Let's get one clarifying card for the King of Pentacles. I feel like this King of Pentacles could be you. It doesn't have to be, because even though it's a man on the card, I'm also picking up a very feminine energy also. You could be dealing with a female earth sign, Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, because it's a male on that card. But again, look at that. Flipped up the Queen of Wands. So many cards are just flipping up, and I'm telling you, I feel like you guys are all over the place to the extent that you may be feeling like walking away, and that's why we have this Chariot here. Yeah. Oh, okay. So we got 2 cards. These are your cards. Okay. Yeah, the Ten of Swords, and then you have the Devil card. What I'm picking up from this is a lot of toxic energy. Not Ten of Swords, I'm sorry, the Nine of Swords. A lot of toxic energy. There's a lot of toxic energy between you and a person, and you're constantly in your head about it, okay? It may result in a death, because we had this card pop out. It may result in an ending of a cycle with you and a person, okay? So your general energy is the King of Pentacles, and your possible outcome is the Nine of Swords. whoever this person is has you in your head. And like I said, there's communication, because we know the Swords card is about communication. Look, it's not just you. I feel like both of you are in your head because you have multiple people, okay? And then you have the Devil card. Both of you guys are, I feel like you guys are kind of being toxic to each other right now. Okay? Because with the Devil card, and then we have the Death, and then I feel like both of you guys are being toxic to each other, because your clarifying card for your King of Pentacles is the Nine of Swords. And again, Swords is about communication and thoughts and being in your head, sleepless nights. There's a lot of conflict, and both of you guys are in your head about the fact that, something, there's this strong energy of disconnect. And you see how the King, the way it's facing, is looking towards these swords. In other words, this person is like definitely in this energy. This person is definitely in this energy. Your possible outcome is the Queen of Cups in reverse and the Devil. Makes totally good sense. Okay, I'm gonna hold it up right for imagery. This Queen of Cups came in reverse, and then if you see in the card behind her head, there's lightning, as if she's in her head. She's in her head about something. Okay, she's in her head about something, because this relationship and this lack of communication is toxic. Every card has a positive and a negative aspect, but with these cards, we have to look at all the cards together. With these cards together, this is something toxic. You feel chained to this person, possibly because of this King of Pentacles is the breadwinner. There's somebody who's a breadwinner, and they feel like you or the other person feel like they have to stay in this relationship because financially you may not be able to do for yourself financially, which makes you codependent. Okay, the Devil card. Or this person is hanging money over your head, again making you codependent, the Devil card. Okay, you're in your head about it. They're hanging this money over your head. This could be the case. Okay, because like I said, it doesn't have to be that you're dealing with an earth sign. It could be that somebody is embodying the energy of the King of Pentacles. Somebody is very well off financially, and they're using it to their advantage to control a situation. And that's why the Queen of Cups is in reverse. Okay, upright, she's willing, she has her cup out, she's willing to extend an offer of love. But in reverse, it's like there's a lack of love energy here. When you look at all the cards together, and this card popped out also as underlining energy, look at these cards together. Just look at the energy that it gives us. This is a very heavy energy. This relationship that you're in is very heavy, and I keep hearing toxic. I want to choose a different word to say, right? But it's kind of like I can't choose the way messages come through. I have to relay what I'm picking up, and I'm just being drawn to put these cards together. It's like maybe you guys broke up recently, and that's why you're in your head about it, because you guys broke up because things were so toxic. Right, and somebody is kind of being smug. I feel like somebody's kind of being smug and arrogant about it, and they kind of feel like, oh, they'll be back. That's what I'm hearing in my head. They'll be back because they need me. That's what I'm hearing. There's something codependent about this relationship with you and this person, and I feel like with this Death card and with this Nine of Swords, I feel like there was an ending, because again we have the Chariot also. The Chariot is looking in a different direction, but then the person in the Chariot is looking in one direction, but then the Chariot's facing us. Okay, and like I said, either way it goes, the way these are laying on the table, okay, they're not looking at each other, because even if they were facing each other, they both are looking up in completely opposite directions. You know what I mean? Like this, there's somebody who is the breadwinner in this situation, and they're taking advantage of that. And I feel like they may be saying things with these swords. They may have been saying things that were belittling and degrading. That's what I'm picking up, and I'm definitely feeling like that because you had a Devil energy here. Somebody's saying some things that are very harsh and very belittling and degrading, and somebody is not feeling it, and they got in their damn Chariot and they drove off, and that caused the ending in this situation. Because there's nothing in this reading at all. There's no energy here at all that is giving me any love vibrations. You could possibly love this person, but I'm picking up more toxic. This is toxic. And somebody knows it, because look at how he's looking. He's very smug and arrogant. He knows it. There's some toxic energy in this situation, most definitely. There's a lot of toxic energy. And a person knows that, because like I said, this person's in their head, and then look behind her head. She has this thunder and lightning behind her head. And she just kind of looks very null and bland, like she's dressed up in her Sunday's best or whatever, but she just doesn't look, she's not exuding the energy of happiness. And again, you have her facing away from us. She's not looking directly at us, she's facing a different direction. Okay, this person isn't facing us, they're looking a different direction. They both are facing the same direction. Either way you put it, if you had it in reverse, they're both facing the same direction. This person is one and the same. There's a lot of heaviness going on in this relationship. It's very toxic. It's very toxic. And I feel like there was an ending. And if there wasn't an ending, because it may not have ended already, I feel like it's going to happen soon, because you have this horse again going in a different direction. You got the skeleton looking at us, and then you have a horse going in a different direction, okay? And then you have the chariot, okay? So there's a lot of energy of movement. And even if there's not current movement right now, then look at both of these cards. The energy and the colors in the cards are the same, right? Even if there's not, somebody didn't leave the relationship right now, they're thinking about it. They're thinking about it, because this card came up right. They're thinking about moving out of a situation. And I know that because you got the chariot too. They're thinking about moving out of this relationship with this kind of bossy individual, because it's toxic, and it has this person constantly in their head about the situation. And that's why they're the Queen of Cups in reverse. Okay, again, I'm holding it up right for imagery, but that's why they're coming up in reverse, because emotionally, I'm hearing that they have nothing to give. I almost feel like this cup is empty. They have nothing else to give emotionally, because this has them in their head. It's toxic. And somebody's very arrogant, and somebody's being domineering. I don't know who it is in this situation. You would know how this applies to you. More than likely the other person, considering the fact that you're watching this. But this is a heavy reading for you guys. This is probably the heaviest reading I got for the Sagittarius period. And I'm sorry, but check back with me Monday and Wednesday, and let's see how the situation plays out for you guys, okay? So as always, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus people, I ask that you continue to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, take care. Bye.